Alright folks, Pitching Against Idiot, and we are back playing Plants vs. Zombies 2. It's about time. We're in Dark Ages. Night 5. I'm afraid of the Dark Ages are giving me a bad case of the vapors. User Dave, the vapors are no longer considered a real ailment, but I believe Fume Shroom will be of use here. His vapors are quite real and provide a distinct advantage against the right zombie opponents. Fume-tastic. Let's give the zombies a case of the vapors instead. Alright, so now you have the Jester zombie. The Jester zombie will reflect any projectiles that you fling at it. So what does that mean? That means that anything basically that you try and chuck at it, like a pea shooter or anything like that, it doesn't actually affect it. So this is where the Bonk Choy and the Tall Nut really help. But what you can also do is you can actually do the Fume Shrooms. They basically cut through the defense. They're kind of like if you ever played Plants vs. Zombies 1 and they had the screens or the newspapers, basically cut through those defenses. So that being said, we're going to focus on putting the Bonk Choys in the third column, Tall Nuts in the fourth column, Fume Shrooms in the first and second columns, and then replacing the back columns with the Winter Melons once we get a little bit farther. Because as you've noticed in our first couple of nights, by the end we have so much sun we really don't know what to do with ourselves. Mostly we're just being crazy and we're putting a lot of Bonk Choys out there just because we can, and we need to waste a lot of stuff. So we're going to put the Bonk Choy right there, not only because we want to get rid of that gravestone, but also because it's actually going to take out the zombie. So we planted all the sun shrooms, which is awesome, because now that we're done with those, we don't have to do anything. We are basically set for the whole level. Just plant everything as best you can. Whenever you see a bucket head, make sure to plant a potato mine. Easily be able to take them out. Once you get the tall nuts and it refreshes, place down the tall nut. For the fume shrooms, always put them in the very back. Now, the Jester will do some sort of a tornado when you actually try and hit him with a real projectile. But what you'll notice in this one is that we're not really hitting him with the real projectiles, so he doesn't really do any of that stuff, which is pretty darn awesome. But again, that's just part of the strategy. You'll notice right here, we're almost getting all of the sun shrooms fully grown. Fully grown is amazing because 75. So basically, if you see 2 sun out there, that's 150 sun. It's pretty darn awesome. It's actually more so than the twin sunflowers. That basically the ratio is almost about the same from the twin sunflowers, just in the fact that the sun shrooms produce them a little bit faster than the twin sunflowers. So as you'll notice right here, we're at the first wave. We have basically everything set, and we just want to get this thing done a little bit quicker. You can basically not do this without putting the winter melons up, but I just want to speed things up. The great thing about the winter melons and combined with the Bonk Choys is it does slow down the zombies. So they do less damage to your tall nut while your Bonk Choy basically does the same damage. So you're either slowing them down if you want to think about it, or you're basically raising the attack speed of the Bonk Choys to almost double. Just due to the fact of slowing basically everyone down. So you'll see right here that the projectiles of the winter melons don't actually do any damage to them. Nothing's doing damage to him except for when the Bonk Choy just knocks him out, or when the Fume Shroom actually does damage to him. So that's why you'll see him go into a little tornado spin. Not going to be really an issue for us, because as you can see, I've already started to speed up the level, because at this point we're getting so much sun that we are basically going to beat this level regardless. So the winter melons aren't so much for the jokers that are doing the spin moves right here. It's more so for everyone else, especially the bucket heads. You're going to get quite a few bucket heads on this level, and by just basically slowing them down so that the Bonk Choys can do the most damage possible, it's going to provide you basically the best thing that you can do. So we don't really want to plant anything more, not anything too crazy. So if you have extra, you might as well plant the Bonk Choys in that front row. I mean, you don't have to, but Again, this speeds it up. I do record this, so on these that are a little bit easier, and I've already like totally found a really fast way to do it, you know, I just like to plant them basically as quickly as possible. So we only have that top row to go. Might as well use a bok choy to totally annihilate them. And that's going to be night 5. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. This has been Pitching Ace 88. Over and out.